Aloha, everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. I'm Reverend Rita, and this is Reverend Patrick up here putting his shoes on, and or off, taking them off. We don't put them on here. And today, Michael and Carrie are away, and we have Kiala over there on guitar today. Yeah. And Daniel Nelson leading us music. Where did he go? Oh, he's in the bathroom. Okay. You heard it live at CSL Kauai. All right. Anyway, we're here to have a wonderful time today and lift our consciousness. And I want to just start by congratulating our Jeanette back there in the back row who made the front page of our paper with her beautiful healing energy work. Yay. So make sure you take a look at that. Yeah. So, oh, there's Daniel. Come on in. We're excited to have you here today. Sorry, you didn't know we were starting. It's okay. We are just like very laid back here. We're not, we don't do that stuffy stuff. Okay, so I want to start with announcements. So I'm going to invite up Michelle LeMay to take us into our announcements.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Well, we have lots of great things happening, as always, here at the center. And I was sharing with a few of the new folks that are here. It's a great way to jump right into the community and to start learning more and then using this philosophy in our lives. So we always encourage everybody to put the dates in the calendar if they're ahead of time and then come as you feel called. So this week on Thursday, we have the continuation of the Essentials Ernest Holmes, which is a workshop class that Rita and Patrick have been doing. He's been startling me every other week with his outburst. Change it up a little bit. And they are right in the middle of the series, but whether you've been coming or this would be your first time, come join. It definitely has a different theme every week, but it is all around the teachings of Ernest Holmes and the people that he gleaned all the teachings from, which is pretty much everyone. That's how open it is. And the class is from 6 to 8, and there are a few more weeks left to the series. So please join us for that. And then Friday night, we have a really exciting event. It's going to be the first time this is happening here. And it's Kirtan with Jiven. And if you know Jiven, yes, he was the first musical director here at CSL when you guys opened 3 years ago. Little over 3 years. So he's going to be doing that here Friday night at 7. So if you're not familiar with what kirtan is, it's pretty much music and chanting, and it's really about deep meditation too. And he does it in such a lovely way, and it's kind of what he does. Like this is his thing. Music is definitely his medicine, and this is how he likes to share it. So this is going to happen at 7 o'clock, and times and prices and everything are always in your pamphlet as well. So feel free to take those home. And then in a few weeks, we're also going to be doing something new. It's going to be a revealing circle, a healing revealing circle. Because wouldn't you agree, as a community who's been plugged in, that we've had a lot of healings happening here all the time? It's really actually all the time. Because, no, you're not by yourself. Yes, we've had a lot of healings happening. And some on what could be perceived as big, but there's always healings happening all the time when we reveal our truth. Because that's really what healing is revealing our truth. So what we want to do is that as a community, and that's going to be on a Wednesday night, the 19th, so in a couple of weeks, at 7 o'clock for an hour, and then Michael and Carrie are also going to be here playing music for that. So put that in your calendars. And then another one that's a couple weeks out, we've been doing spiritual cinema. We've brought that back. So for those of you who have been really enjoying all the movies that we've been doing, we have one that... What? I haven't even said it yet. Reading ahead. At least people are reading the pamphlets. Usually that's not happening. So yes, to go with the Halloween theme of the month, yet still on the spiritual path, is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah. A cult classic, of course. So our disclaimer is that there's adult content. And of course, this is a drug and alcohol-free event, though. However, you can dress up because that is definitely something that's a part of watching those movies. So that's going to be on Friday, October 21st at 7. Are you all excited about that one? Was that a bit of a surprise? Yeah, me too. I just deliver them. All right, so that's all we have for announcements. But what I'd like to do is put on a second hat, and I'll be leading us in meditation today. And so this morning, I would love for you just to take a few moments. I know we've had lots of laughter. The energy is really high in here, which is great. We can stay with that. But as we settle ourselves into our seats, taking a couple of deep breaths, knowing that this time is for us, I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Keep them open if that feels comfortable. And I have a seed thought from Louise Hay to bring in if you choose. All that I seek is already within me. All that I seek is already within me. All that I seek is already within me. As we come back into our bodies, in our chairs, in our room, knowing that this feeling that we have with us is always within us, and that this feeling is this energy that we call God, Spirit, Universe. It is forever with us, all the time, constantly, everywhere, in each and every one of us. We are each an expression of this divine force and this essence. And knowing this and recognizing this, I know that this is a divine appointment, that we are all here at CSL Kauai for this amazing service with messages and revealing of truth and music. How it unfolds perfectly. And with so much gratitude in my heart for the service that unfolds for each and every one of us, I release this into a law that can only say yes, a law of our being. And as we get out of the way of the hows it looks, knowing that it's perfect, together we say, and so it is.
All right, we're going to get ready to light our peace candle. Michelle's going to help us today. And I believe that Daniel has a beautiful chant for us. So as we light our peace candle every Sunday, we remember that that peace starts and begins right here and nowhere else. And as we feel and intuit that peace, it moves out into our experience, into our world.
Ho'o mai ka'i mai.
O ka'i mai.
Ho'o mai ka'i mai.
O ka'i mai.
This means may you be blessed. E malama mai.
E malama mai.
May you be cared for and protected. This is this chant that we're going to sing. It is a chant of blessing in the Hawaiian language. And the mai part of it is directional. So you can call it in for yourself. Call this blessing in. It's basically saying, come here. Let the blessing come here. Let the blessing come here. Let the blessing come here. So you may guide intentionally the direction of each round as we go through. Ho'o mai ka'i mai.
O ka'i mai.
E malama mai.
E malama mai.
Malama
Thank you, Kiala and Daniel, and thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Well, first of all, we should start out by saying if you're here for the first time, this is not Carrie and Michael. Even though they play them on television, they are not Carrie. But we want to welcome you two here, and also say hello to Carrie and Michael,
Yes, we
who's
miss
probably
you.
watching or
We
archiving
miss
later.
you.
So aloha.
Mm. So here you are. You're in a Center for Spiritual Living, Kaua'i. And I do want to share something with you. We are a Center for Spiritual Living that is an international organization. And this month, if I can find it, the theme is Global Transformation through Individual Transformation. Global Transformation through Individual Transformation. And this particular Sunday, across the world, they're discussing, we believe in the direct revelation of truth through the intuitive and spiritual nature of the individual. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the intuitive and spiritual nature of the individual. So what a perfect month for us to be talking about homecoming this month, which is coming home to ourselves and getting in touch with that intuitive nature that is ours. So we study the science of mind and spirit here, and we practice it. That's the most important thing, because it's not just a bunch of words, it's a practical thing, and we get to take it into our lives and use it. So by remembering who we are and thinking and acting from that place. So welcome.
And before we see who's here for the first time, do you know what happened a year ago today, Reverend Rita?
I think
Honey,
I do.
you don't need the script.
I know. No, I'm
I
looking.
know, Reverend
I'm looking,
Patrick.
I know. No, I'm looking
What
at the,
happened?
I'm looking at the date. I didn't even mention it. I was supposed to. Today is the day we signed our contract for this building.
This
Yeah.
one year ago today.
We have been in this building
committed.
1 year. Wow.
Yes, indeed.
How did that happen?
And I
so
have more
fast?
about that in my message to you later.
Yeah.
So who is here for the very first time and wondered why they are here? Oh, I know. It's good to see you. You were flying solo, by the way, on Friday night, which was absolutely fantastic. Thanks for coming back to see us. And I see somebody else here. Who's here for the first time? It's okay. We know who you are now. I know, exactly.
there.
And we got and Barbara back there. Anyone over here? Okay, so here's the deal. We know lots about you. You can thank your friend that brought you here for telling us. But we know something even deeper than that. And what is it again? You are magnificent. Yeah. You're going, really? But yeah, see, we know. Isn't that the
It's
best?
the truth.
So
know, that's
you know
good.
why we know? What's your name? Hey, Jenny. You want to know why we know? We know because we all. Did you say no? Oh. Wow. Wear a little vest and everything changes, doesn't it? So what we know is that we know that because why? I am magnificent. Shall we say it all together? And to our wonderful, wonderful people watching live stream today, too. I am magnificent. And we have lots of people. Judah and Melissa are returning on Tuesday from their excursion. And we have the Teals out there, the Taylors. We have just
Well, who knows
aloha,
who else?
aloha. So
All
there
right.
we go.
So, okay.
So we open up this?
No. They have to say it to each other.
Oh, that's
Very
right.
important part.
Boy, I'm really off script today, right? They know what to do. Say it to one another. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. Thank you. You are so the little guy behind you.
You all right? All right.
Well,
He's magnificent. Oh, by the way, you're magnificent. But, no, but
You're magnificent, you two.
Trade with me. Trade with me.
I'll wander around.
I don't think you're going to go
I'm going to be
far.
over here.
Oh, are you?
Just for the opening prayer.
Okay,
All right.
great. So there we go. All
your
righty,
spot.
enough magnificence for a moment. Bring it back home. Homecoming. There we go. So let's open this up. If you feel like standing up, because I know you do, with this energy, go ahead and do it. Stand up. Let's have our opening song.
All right, it's a new one. Daniel will be leading us.
There we go.
This comes from my friend Drew Youngspring through Singing Alive. And it's a very simple chant that you'll pick up right away. And so I'll just start singing it and join in when you get it. It's a complete echo. So if I go, I want to sing.
I want to sing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the song. I want to sing.
I want to sing
And pray, share love all day. That's the way.
That's the way.
That's the way.
That's the way.
I want to live with the sun and the moon, all beings in full bloom. That's the way.
That's the way.
That's the way.
That's the way.
I want to live. I want to sing.
I want to sing
And pray, share love all day. That's the way. That's the way. I want to live with the sun and the moon, all beings in full bloom. That's the way. That's the way.
That's the way.
I want to live. Now sing it with me. 1, 2, 3. I want to sing and pray, share love all day. That's the way. That's the way. I want to live with the sun. With the sun and the moon, all beings in full bloom. That's the way. That's the way. I want to live. A little softer. I want to sing and pray, share love all day. That's the way. That's the way. I want to live with the sun and the moon, all beings in full bloom. That's the way. That's the way. I want to live.
And so it is.
And so it is. Woo. Woo.
I guess I'm up.
That would be my cue to sit down as well.
Yeah. All right, I just know it's just so funny. No, okay. You know, my husband's very entertaining. I don't know if you noticed, but he keeps me entertained all day long. It's a really wonderful thing because we get to laugh, and I think laughter is so important. We're all laughing today. It feels so good to laugh. We need more laughter, more laughter. So, as I said, our message this month is about homecoming. And I don't know, we just sat up and just said, you know what? September is homecoming month in most schools and places. So why don't we make our topic homecoming? So it's so appropriate to our philosophy that we're coming home and that we actually are home, which is what I want to talk about today. So I don't know about any of you, but I never went to homecoming. And I know. How many people went to homecoming? And do you know that it was not a homecoming prom, it was a homecoming dance? Yes, the prom was something totally different. Oh, Katie knows. So that's right. I mean, I went to prom, but never homecoming. And you had to be invited, right? right? Well, you didn't have to, probably not these days, but back in those days, everybody sat around waiting to be invited to whatever it was, prom or dance. And now everybody's a little bit more assertive, and they're like, hey, I'm going. Do you want to come? I'm going anyway. Anyway, so it was all about waiting back then. So that's why we call this talk Invited to Homecoming. But in actuality, that's not true anymore, right? And I know when I was brought up to wait for everything. Like, it was like I had to be invited. My dad had to let me know it was okay for me to go out, on a date. He had to let me, and that took until I was 17, and then all, what broke loose when I got my freedom. And I had to wait. Children, they're told to wait. Wait for dinner. Wait till everybody's sitting at the table. Wait. So we kind of brought up with a wait mentality, right? So, but in reality, we don't have to wait. There's a beautiful quote from the Bible, believe it or not. The master teacher Jesus said, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in to him or her and eat with him or her, and she with me." I don't know. Back in those days, it was always he, but we know what they meant. So behold, I stand at the door and knock, and if anybody hears my voice, I will come in and eat with them. So, okay, so in our teaching, we know this, that Michelle said it in her quote at the beginning, it's all here within us, but nobody is going to ever force it upon us. No, it can't be forced upon us because we have free will and we have choice, and we can only accept it and take it. But isn't it a wonderful thing and to know that it's all here? I mean, on Kauai, all we have to do is look out and we can see it. We can see that it's all here. We can see the lushness of nature and the fullness of all the birds and animals that live here, and how that they just live in this plentifulness. And so Ernest Holmes would always ask, well, why is man poor, sick, and weak, and unhappy, and all that? Well, because he doesn't know he's got it all. He's got it all. We have it all. So this month is about accepting that, accepting and taking it. Ernest Holmes wrote, we can only have what we take. Since this taking is a mental and spiritual act, we can take only that to which we are receptive. I'm going to read it again. We can only have what we can take. And since this taking is a mental and spiritual act, we can take only that to which we are receptive. Does that make sense? So where does it start? It starts inside us. We have to be receptive, and it's all standing there waiting for us. It's really very simple, and yet we make it very, very difficult. I don't know why, but I think sometimes what happens is we think we don't deserve it, and we want to stay stuck in that feeling of not deserving it. I know I grew up with a lot of that, and it's when you've been doing it for 50 years, 40 years when I came to the science. I'm older than that now, but it's hard to get out of the habit, right? Because it was implanted. Little Everett over there is hearing it now, and he already knows, and he doesn't have all that other stuff coming into him saying that it's not. But we can start at any time and learn it over. We can change at any time. That's why we're called New Thought. We can change at any time. And I loved our prayer formance the other night, and I loved the whole flying solo thing, because what comes out in it more than anything else, because it's not about them performing up here, it's what happens in the process of the whole thing. When each and every person comes to the realization that they can let go of whatever it is that might have been holding them back, and they can let us know that it's possible to let go and to live anew. And that's what we can do in every single day. We don't have to hang on to what happened in the past. We can accept right here and right now that we have the fullness and beauty and glory of life right where we are, and all we have to do is just take it. So we don't have to wait to be invited to I'll just bring it down to physical form, to make more money, to have a better relationship, to have more creativity in our lives, to have more health in our lives. It's right here where we are, and that's why we're going to start these revealing circles, because healing is here, is revealing. It's revealing that true part of ourselves. And we get to do that in our own minds. We are, what did I say at the beginning? We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the intuitive and spiritual nature of the individual. So in our philosophy, what the healer is doing is just revealing, helping, assisting you in revealing that, revealing it in our own minds and assisting you in revealing it by us revealing it. So it's all here. It's all here. I remember when I was a little girl, my dad loved life so much. He loved getting up in the morning. My biggest memory of him is like, sipping on his coffee, and he used to put it in this little demi-tasse thing. I don't know why, because he drank a lot of it, but I could see why. But it was like he'd hold his little cup and he'd drink and he'd say, Rita, life is so rich. There's everything here for us. Everything. And it's a wonderful thing. But he was very attached to that physical thing of life, which we all are on this earth plane, right? And when he passed, my mother said, I wasn't there, but when he passed, he had an orange tree outside of his garden, and he was waiting for it to bloom because he loved nature. But he passed before it blooms, which makes me sad in a way when I think about it. But when I rethink about it now from the perspective, and when I think about life and I think about transition and all of that, I used to feel the same way, I'm going to miss, I was watching the sunset. This could be my last sunset, da, 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 da. And then all of a sudden I had this revelation that it was all inside me. And I actually felt it, sit in such a deep place that I realized I could never miss it because it was already here. And when I look at a flower, it's not like, I won't be able to look at that flower when I pass. No, I will become that flower. That is what the omnipresence is. And in fact, I can become it now. I can be so in touch, and we all can, and what a beautiful place we have in Kauai to remember these things and to it's right in front of our face that we are nature. We are so in tune with nature that it is the very essence of who we are, and there's nothing we could ever miss or leave out of place or anything like that, because it's who and what we are. So we say in this teaching that prayer is its own answer. And we say that because when you put something in that box, just because you said, that's what I wanted to experience, you've already claimed it. We don't even have to do anything. And in fact, I had this happen this week. Somebody had sent a prayer request, and I didn't get it because it came in an email. I didn't get it right away because I didn't open the email. And she said, by the way, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, dear, I didn't, it was a day ago or something. I don't know, it was in the morning or something. And so when I finally said my prayer, but it had already happened, because as soon as she said it, the thing was completed. Does that make sense? So as soon as you ask, knock and it shall be opened, like I started with, knock and it shall be opened, because it's there, and all we have to do is take it. And when we put something in that box, or when we state it in our minds, and sometimes it doesn't have to be a whole prayer, it can just be now. This is what I want to experience now. So what I leave with you today is that it's all here. You don't have to wait to become anything. You already are. That's why Ernest Holmes said we can't become God. We can't become it because we already are. We already are. There's nothing else we could be. What else could we be? If it's everything, what else could we be? We already are. We already have everything. And all we need to do is just accept it. Namaste. Thank you. And now I will turn you over to these beautiful love beings who I accept as total beauty and inspiration. Thank you.
Oh, Rita, bless you. This song is a song that Kiala actually brought to me that is a love song for our planet.
Spinning through space, you're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy
sun going down, gentle blue giants spin us around all through the night, safe till the morning light. Pretty blue planet spinning through space, you're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy place. Beautiful Gaia, star in the sky, with your mountains, your valleys, your ocean so wide. Golden sun going down, gentle blue giants spin us around all through the night, safe till the morning light. Pretty blue planet spinning through space, you're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy place. Beautiful Gaia, star in the sky, with your mountains, your valleys, your ocean so wide. Golden sun going down, gentle blue giants spin us around all through the night, safe till the morning light. Pretty blue planet spinning through space, you're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy place.
Ah, that went beautifully with your message today, Rita. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, we are. Garden of our minds, too, right? Wow, I know, deep, right? I was thinking about this whole idea of homecoming, and I realized I was pretty popular, but really in my own mind. Because I don't remember going to this homecoming thing because it was very jock, right? I mean, it was like you had the game, and then you had the dance and the king and the queen. And I was wondering, just in spiritual terms, where the hell I was during all of that. Because where was I? That I was having my own type of homecoming. But it's really funny because I went to all those proms too, but I never did the homecoming thing. But anyway, get over it, Patrick, the past. But what it did make me think about was this idea of what this time of year meant to me about that homecoming, and that summer was over. In those days, you had the 3 months off, so you had the whole summer. And I thought to myself, I was so grateful to get back in September to school, because I had already done about as much as you can do during the summer, and I wanted to, and trust me, I did. I was anxious to get back, so I was thinking, what's this whole idea about getting home to community and getting home to that feeling of going back to school and who's your new teachers and what am I going to learn and all of that stuff that goes with homecoming. I have this great quote from Ernest Holmes that says, "The starting point to creating a better future is deliberately to free our minds of the mistakes of yesterday and feel that they are no longer held against us. They're no longer held against us. They no longer need to be a liability." And I really thought of that because I thought of that whole idea of school too, of, the whole goal was what? To get out of there. And I look back now and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I could have savored just a few more moments, because each grade, every time I went back, it was like, now I'm in 10th, 11th, I'm going to graduate to what? To now be responsible, because I couldn't wait to grow up. And I know some of you are thinking, and that is still in process. But I thought to myself, I couldn't wait to get, and I really would have savored a little more. And I said, you know what, Patrick, it's not too late. Start savoring it now, because there is no graduation. There's not that place where we get to say, whew, I can finally relax now. We need to start relaxing right here and right now. And I call it the seasons of my mind, because the summer goes into fall, and even though here that's a little tricky at times because it has such great weather all the time, but I still believe there's a seasonal change within us because we are a part of nature. And I was thinking about 2 years ago today, and there's a video that Rita made that is so beautiful about what we put into making this happen. And we had a faith lift between the 2nd and the 18th when we opened up our doors for our first service. And I was just thinking of that whole idea of homecoming, because we had spent all that time in the hotel, for those of you who had been with us on Sundays, but we didn't have a home. I remember Michelle and Ron, when we would have church in a box, it's when you loaded up your trunk, and it's like, every week setting up. Remember, Kelly? And I thought to myself, we just wanted to be able to lock the door. I remember the intention. Lock the door and then walk to our cars. That was going to be our vision, our manifestation. And look at what happened. We did that. And I thought to myself, we're always starting at a new season. And I remember just recently thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm being asked to grow again. And I'm like, really? Really? 1 year? Can't you just settle? Creative process doesn't settle. It keeps going. That's why we never, ever, ever what they call die. Because we just keep creating. But I just thought to myself, really? 1 year, man, just kind of chill into what happened. But that divine urge is saying, Patrick, something else needs to be known. Your community, there's something else that needs to be known. There's more growth. There's more growth. But it's beyond the stuff. I just heard a bell. An angel got their wings. I am totally divinely connected today, just FYI. It's the vest. It's the vest. Yes. So I was thinking about that this morning, and that whole idea of what we have actually done, we keep graduating. Look what we did. Look at this place. We went from once a week to 7 days a week, and we are just doing wonderful things in this community. And it's global. That's the great news, right? We're not just keeping it to ourselves. We're not saying we have our own little. One time somebody said, we don't want to get too big. What does that mean? What's that mean? Well, what it means is we love our intimacy and we love our family, but we also have a message that is so powerful, that needs to reach out, that needs to fill this room and fill all of ourselves with this understanding that we're magnificent, that we bought a lie that said anything besides that. That there has been a homecoming that we have had all of our lives that has been right here, like the Michelle quote today. It's been inside of us the entire time. You don't have to be invited, as Rita was saying, invited. I'll go by myself. I don't need to you don't need to be invited. I mean, that is the conscious invitation, as we call it. We are consciously inviting Spirit to live as us. No more out there, but as us. And I found this other quote by, Father Leo Booth. When I was in California, I went to an ordination of Reverend Jay, which some of you met when he came and spoke here when we were at the hotel. What happened was Dr. Reverend Maureen actually read this to him, and I wrote her. I said, can we have it? Because I'm feeling that this family, this Ohana, needs to hear this. And Father Leo Booth says this. Wherever I am, that is where the center of the universe is. Wherever I am, that is where meaning has its beginning. To know that I have a purpose in this world, to know that every fiber of my being is important and unique. To know that without me, the world would not be the same. Let me read that again. That the world would not be the same without me, without you. To actually know that I make that much difference, that is walking on water. Whew. Yeah. If we just take that idea, and I know we say it every Sunday, and I know you hang on to every word that we say, but and we say it constantly, but think about that. I remember someone saying, well, you know, you're not like Jesus, you don't walk on water. Well, first of all, I don't want to. I really don't want to walk across. That would scare me. I'm looking out that water, I'm thinking, what, you know, then doubt would go and whoa. But what I really want is to know that we are all this powerful. By finally waking up and graduating to another level, to say that I am that important. What if we said that in the mirror every single day? That we could end this thing called depression. We could end this thing called self-worth and all of the great 25 steps to this and 9 steps to this and 5 steps to this. There's only one step. This is the step. The one that says, the world would not be as magnificent without me. How egotistically, wonderfully perfect that is. That's how much I matter. That if I wasn't here tomorrow, you'd all be crying and we'd all be But just imagine, but I can't get that from you. I can't have you come up and say, you know, if you weren't here, it would really be different in our... Yeah, that's wonderful, and thank you, and I know it's true. But I have to really wake up with every fiber of my body, every essence of who I am, to say that I make a difference. You make a difference. Not by what you do, not by how much money you make, not by what you say, not by what you tithe, not by how many compliments you can give me, though I love many, many of those. It's about waking up and saying that I am walking on water. That is how great I am. So I am going to say this one last time with ending it, because I think that Father Leo Booth deserves this to be said again. I want you to take that home. I had written before that this week, what if we were to look at our lives as a constant homecoming, and that we always had an open invitation to our homecoming no matter what we did the summer before, or even the year before, or whatever we did in our past. The past never holds anything against us unless we bring it with us into our present moment of now. Wherever I am, that is where the center of the universe is. Wherever I am, that is where meaning has its beginning. To know that I have a purpose in this world, to know in every fiber of my being that I am important and unique, to know that without me, the world would not be the same, to actually know that I make that much difference, that is walking on water. Namaste.
So, this is our time of sacred giving. We thank you in advance for your gifts and tithes and donations that help this center to move forward and flourish and grow. knowing that it also flourishes and grows your life at the same time. So we have a new affirmation in our program that we can read together. Where is it, Patrick? Oh, there it is. Do you see it? It says Sacred Giving Affirmation. Would you read it with me? Yeah. I draw my good to me as I travel along the way of life, and nothing can keep it from me. My good is always with me. I accept the good and rejoice that it is with me. I accept my good now. And Daniel has a song in Kiala for us. Do you want to use
This is a song of gratitude that changes words, and I'll just call them out as we go through. It's a very simple 4-line, and if you hear it once, you'll be able to pick it up right away. And I'd just like to give thanks in this moment because Kiala and I have never done music together before.
Ooh, natural.
And I am so in love with this moment because she sings in my choir. And she came and started playing guitar with the choir. And so when I got this invitation, I called her and said, I don't know if you ever go to the Center of Spiritual Living or if you would be interested in coming with me. And she was like, yeah, I'm there every week. It was so beautiful, that moment. And so I'm so blessed that she's here for this. So I want to give thanks for that. I also just have to mention this because it's so sweet. I noticed this laying here when I first arrived. And so there's an angel in here that is shedding.
That was that little bell that went off.
You're one of the angels that's shedding? I give thanks from deep down. I give thanks from deep down. I give thanks from deep down. Oh, so deep down. I give thanks. I give thanks from deep down. I give thanks from deep down. I give thanks from deep down. Oh, so deep down. I receive. I receive from deep down. I receive from deep down. I receive from deep down. Oh, so deep down. I am whole. I am whole from deep down. I am whole from deep down. I am whole from deep down. Oh, so deep down. I sing joy. I sing joy from deep down. I sing joy from deep down. I sing joy from deep down. Oh, so deep down. I give thanks. I give thanks from deep down. I give thanks from deep down. I give thanks from deep down. Oh, so deep down.
So what I know in this moment is that I am grateful We are all grateful right here and right now, deep down into that consciousness of prosperity, of health, of creativity. We are so, so grateful for each and every one of us here sharing our consciousness, giving and receiving, the law of circulation. What goes out comes back. What goes out comes back. It is that giving and receiving. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of us here today and for what is in this basket, because it is just a demonstration of God in action. So knowing that, I just simply say yes. Yes, 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 from the law of my being as that law itself, as together we say. And so it is. There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
So I just want to also mention, there's somebody in the audience, isn't there, that we just want to kind of acknowledge,
yeah.
because we just love her. And she has a rich, rich, rich prosperity consciousness and a rich ministry that you have just blessed this world with, and would not be the same without you. And that's Reverend Peggy Price, right here.
Thank you for being with us today, Reverend Peggy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mm.
I know
And Rita
that-
mentioned that yes box. It's right around the corner. Something's going on. Put it in there. We'll do our thing, but you know it's already done before when you go, boom, yes. So there we
All right,
go.
so I think we're ready for our closing song, and in the middle of it, we do our thank yous. So you'll give us an eye,
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah, give us that eye.
This final song, many of you maybe already know, it has traveled around as a dance of universal peace. And it is called E Malama. And it comes from this island. The creator, Mark Anderson, and his wife, Sherry Anderson, who created the hula dance that goes with it, live on this island. And the words are half in Hawaiian and half in English. And I just want to connect you with the Hawaiian words. If you would echo me, E Malama. Ika. He'iau. E Malama. Ika. He'iau. And this means the E Malama is the caring for, the cherishing, the protecting. And the Ika carries that into what comes after it, which is the He'iau. And the He'iau is the sacred places, whatever is sacred to you. So we are cherishing sacredness. And the second half is in the English. There is a beautiful, beautiful hula movement that goes with this that I will start partway through. So we'll get the chant going first. And if you want to join me, you're welcome to stand if you want. But the motion is bringing a cherishing, like caressing motion down into the sacred places. This is the E Malama Ika He'iau. And then the third line, E Malama Pono, is a movement of bringing things back into balance. The word pono means to do what is right and good, and by doing what is right and good, we bring things back into balance. So the third line has this motion. And then the earth and sky, you actually go into the soil and feel it, and then lift it up to the sky. And the sea is a gentle rolling into the stone. And then we just expand for hold this land in sacredness. So you'll see me doing these movements as we go through the song.
Stand if that feels good.
E malama ika he'iau, e malama ika he'iau, e malama pono ika he'iau, e malama ika he'iau, e malama ika he'iau, e malama pono ika he'iau, earth and sky, sea and stone, hold this land in sacredness. Earth and sky, sea and stone, hold this land in sacredness. E malama ika he'iau, e malama ika he'iau, e malama pono pono I ka hei au E malama I ka hei au E malama I ka hei au E malama pono I ka hei au Earth and sky, sea and stone, hold this land in sacredness. Earth and sky, sea and stone, hold this land in sacredness.
So what I know in this wonderful, wonderful moment of just absolute sacredness, I am giving such gratitude not only for this song, but for this island and for everything that has brought us to this moment. I'm so grateful for Michelle, who does such wonderful announcements every week, and to wear that other hat as the meditator and bring us into that, and Rob and Jonathan back there bringing this message, bringing this music out into the world by live streaming. And what I know is that Roseanne brings us those wonderful programs. I know that right here and right now, Reverend Diane is waiting at that bookstore to bring more and more knowledge to each and every one of us. So what I know is also that Sola was at the door today, and our beautiful, beautiful Katie, who just makes this so effortlessly of greeting everyone every week. And our special treat today, our wonderful, beautiful Daniel and Kiala, and this beautiful man over here, Luis, with the drums. Yes, Kiala is standing in the light right now, and it's just absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You are so, as we just said earlier, so meaningful to this experience called life. Each and every one of us are just that. And I give absolute thanks to this beautiful hula girl right in front of me, this beautiful Reverend Rita that just brings such light to this place. And I just give thanks for each and every one of us who dares to say, thank you, Patrick. And just remember that, you are so magnificent. So I just know that law of our being has made all of this so, and I say, Mother Kaua'i, mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. And we just release it, we let it go, as together as one in consciousness we say, and so it is. And so it is. So it is. Ron Stover, who I forgot to thank, is over there with cake. I know that you find that surprising that we have some cake over there and some things. But thank you, Ron Stover, for all you do. And Utukai, thank you for all you do.
Aloha, everyone.
Have a nice Wednesday.